Hi there, dance studio owners, and welcome to a very special midweek edition of the Transform My Dance Studio podcast. In today's exclusive training clip, Clint will be sharing with you his secret sauce to enrolling record numbers of students into your classes all year round with his no gaps enrollment process. While you enjoy this podcast, make sure to download our free 11-step enrollment checklist to plug into your own studio right away. Grab your free copy at dsoa.com/checklist-2020. That's dsoa.com/checklist-2020. Now, on to today's special episode.
Really important you send the confirmation email, Instagram DM, Facebook, whatever it is, send them the confirmation there. Always get their email address though and send the email confirmation as well. You always want to play with them where they're playing, where they're hanging out, but you also want their email address. And you also want to make sure that you get their cell because you're going to send them a 24-hour text message saying, we'll see you soon. Can't wait to see you. 24 hours. Going to be a lot of fun. Time, address. Send us a Y, a yes to confirm, or an R to reschedule. Really great to put at the end of your text messages so that if they want to reschedule and they're not going to turn up, you know beforehand, and then you can book in another trial class for them. Don't just let them go, right? This is kind of where the follow-up starts. Send them that. They come to your studio. Pre-class consult, really, really important. When they come to your studio, I want to make sure that you or your office manager, whoever is the office person, reception for the day, knows that you have someone coming. There is nothing worse than walking in going, they're so excited, the kid's excited, you know, the office manager I know this is very stereotypical, but they're like sitting there, they're the loud bashers on the keyboard, right? Sometimes they look angry. And then they come to the window and they're all excited and they're like, hang on. Hopefully none of you have this person. Some of you are like, I think I do. Not after this weekend, da-da-da, right? They're on their laptop, and that's not a great experience. But imagine walking into a studio. My ideal is like during your peak times coming up in September when you're doing enrollment, someone's at the door with an iPad, and they're like, hey, good afternoon, great to see you. Are you here for the first time? Awesome, what was your name? Oh yeah, I've got you right here. Imagine that experience. I mean, that just kind of gives me goosebumps as I'm standing here. Right, imagine, that's like an amazing experience. And you're like, but Clint, I was like, someone $15 an hour, maybe less, depending on kind of where you are, at the door greeting people, making them feel at home. As soon as they walk in the door, I want them to feel like, this is my place. This is my place. I feel like this is good, right? I want them to feel that, right? So really, really important that you have that going on. And the pre-class consult is just a really quick, hey, let me get you filling out this form. It could be an abbreviated version of your enrollment form, like a shorter version. If you've got like pages and pages on your enrollment form, they're not going to fill that out on their first day. So maybe there's like a short version that just gives you the details that they need. And during this time, you're going to talk about the facility. You know, again, just remind me, what do you want to get out of this visit with us? I see Susie is coming to hip hop. Did you decide about the ballet class after? You know, we can put her in that today if you've got an extra 30 minutes to hang around. Love for her to be able to experience that as well. So this is just getting to know a little bit more about your customer so that you can think about what other things do you offer in your studio that could be interesting to them. How else can you deliver value to this customer is what you are thinking during that pre-consult. Rather than, hey, into class. That is not a great way to do it. We have to really start focusing more on the experience of the customer at the front end of the journey. Intro to teacher. I'm hoping you all do this. That your office manager, reception, someone that's there takes the little child or the big child, walks them into the teacher and say, hey, this is Mr. Clint. This is your teacher, Mr. Clint. Meet little Susie. Mr. Clint gets down to eye level. Hey, Susie. Ooh, so cute. I can imagine Susie is a cute child. Really important that there's that introduction. The parent also greatly appreciates this. Yeah, really important. You then want to buddy up, right? So you want to make sure that you have a buddy. Now, with the 3-year-old, doesn't really matter, right? But as they get to like 6, 7, 8, it's really lovely to pair them up with a buddy, right? And the buddy should not be the person that always wants to be frontline center. That is not a buddy. That is a dominator, right? That is not a buddy. So we want to make sure that it's the kid that comes every week, great attendance, loves what they do, right? And just loves hanging around kids. They're extroverted. They just want to have that company and loves being the buddy, the class buddy. We all have those in our classes. Really important. Step number 6 is the homework strategy. Now, it sounds very formal. It's not as formal as it sounds. At the end of class, what we used to do with our classes that are about 9 to 11, we used to do like the film clip challenge. Back in the day where like people called it a film. I mean, it's still called a film clip, right? I don't even know. We just watch stuff on YouTube now. Used to be a film clip challenge where we used to say, okay, guys, you know that combo that we taught in that last 30 minutes? I'm going to put you into groups of 3 or 4. And then next week at the beginning of class, we're going to perform the combo like in those groups. So it's like a little showcase, right? Pretend you're on a film clip. They used to go crazy over this. And I would say practice in the foyer, like now, if you've got some time, or come back and be here like 10 minutes early before class so you can practice together. This is a stick strategy because then the kid is excited to get into their group and then perform and practice with their new friends to come back next week. Now, there's different versions of this, right? For little kids, it might be a colouring in that they bring back the following week and you pin it on a board, right? So think about what could your stick strategy be when it comes to homework. We forget this, and this is one of the most important pieces. When they finish the class, they need to have a conversation with someone. You, teacher, could be a teacher if you don't have office staff, reception, office manager. Someone needs to be there when the child comes out so that you can have a conversation with the parent. And the conversation could be, hey, Susie did so well today. I just spoke with Mr. Clint. She did a great job. So the next steps are, it's a very easy transition. The next steps are not, you'll have to remortgage your house for recital costumes. Yeah, we don't need to have that conversation yet. We just have to have the conversation. Your next steps are great. So the next steps are, we'd love to get Susie involved in our studio family. We have this same class every single week, happens at 4 o'clock, and we'd love to see her there. So how about we get started? That's it. Easy. But you've got to have the conversation. You can't be, I'm so busy, I'll just ring them later. Oh, if they really wanted to be here, I'm not going to chase them down. That's an excuse. You know, that's an excuse. And we use that, right? Has anyone used that one before? Or if we're really the right place for them, they just sign up. No, probably not, because they're busy. They're like, what's for dinner again? Like, they're out of there, right? So we need to make sure that we offer them an offer. If there's like 50% off enrollment, you may have an incentive, you may not. It's okay not to have an incentive as well to sign up on the spot, but we want to get that enrollment. It's really important. So what happens then? Well, you're going to have a couple of people that might say they might want to think about it. Whoever says that. Does anyone ever have those conversations when parents are like, I need to think about it? Do you know what you say to that? You say, great, tell me what you're thinking. They're like, oh, what? And then you'll kind of stump them. And they might say, look, I think it's too expensive. So by asking them that question, I need to think about it. Great, tell me what you're thinking. Like super natural. They'll be flawed, but then they'll get over that and they probably will tell you really what's going on for them. Yeah, if they need to check with their husband, hey, not a problem. How about I give you a call tomorrow? What time would work for you? I've got 2 o'clock free, or I can call you later when the kids are asleep at 8. What time's going to be best? Book in a time where you're going to follow up with them with a phone call to see if the husband has any questions. Really important that you follow this up. Don't just let them go, right? And you can continue this journey. Hopefully you get a whole bunch of people enrolled. But if not, 24-hour call, questions and offer, right? You may have an offer, you may not. Hey, by the way, I can extend that 50% off registration fee today if we get you enrolled on the phone. Don't be like, okay, I'm going to send you the link to go and fill out all of this stuff, to then do this, to then do that. Do it with them on the phone. Hey, let me enroll you right now, right? You get the details from them really quickly. Step 9, you're going to send them an email or a text, any communication that they use with you to follow up. Hey, Linda, haven't heard from you about little Susie coming back to class next week. Just let us know if you're interested or not. You want in or out at this point. If they're out, they're out, but then you don't have to keep focusing on following them up, and you don't want to annoy them. So follow up with them there. Step 10, 7 days later, a phone call again or a text just saying, hey, still haven't heard from you. It's been 7 days since Susie came to class with us. Just wanted to see if there's any chance that you do want to take that place in the class or not. Look forward to hearing from you. Right? It's kind of like your last opportunity to follow up with them. And then step 11, please make sure that you put their contact details somewhere. Those contact details should go in your database, and they hear from you once a month through a newsletter, a piece of value, but they want to hear from you. Maybe they don't, but you want them to hear from you once a month. They'll unsubscribe if they don't want to hear from you, and that's totally okay. The fortunes are in the follow-up. Write that one down, please. You're like, okay, the fortunes are in the follow-up. This is really important. Guys, you work so hard to get them through the door. When we talk about attraction this weekend, I'm going to give you a whole lot of stuff to do. And you'll be like, oh. And then I'm going to remind you about the $20,000 to $30,000 per child it's going to bring you. So hopefully that'll motivate you to do the work. But if you do all the attraction piece and you don't have this dialed in, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to be hemorrhaging more money than you need to on marketing. And you're not going to have that consistent flow of people. Can you see how by putting this in place is going to be really helpful for you in terms of just having that constant stream of people coming through? Because once you get it sorted, once you have the system, then you work with your team and empower your team to do the system, then you can remove yourself from the process. Because what do you become then? A coach and a mentor for your team who are executing it. Then you're out of it. That is the process for systems and processes and delegation. Really simple. And that's what we're going to do with all of the systems and the processes that we put in place this weekend. That is our goal. That's what we want to achieve.
We hope you enjoyed this week's enrollment special. Don't forget to download your free 11-step enrollment checklist at dsoa.com/checklist-2020 today.